Welcome to Honey in the Rock, a podcast for women. Here, we believe in finding sweetness even in the most difficult places. Each story you will hear is a testament to God's faithfulness, showing that even in the wilderness, He provides honey from the rock. Join us as we listen to real, raw, and redemptive stories that remind us of God's goodness and grace no matter what life brings us. This is Honey in the Rock, sweet stories from hard places. Let's get started. Before we begin today's episode, I want to offer a gentle warning. This conversation may include discussions about abuse, suicide, rape, or other sensitive issues. These are hard but important stories shared with the hope of bringing healing and faith-filled encouragement. If you find these topics triggering or difficult, please listen with care. Feel free to pause, step away, or seek support if needed. If you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out to a trusted friend, counselor, or crisis resource. Above all, know that you are not alone. There is hope, there is healing, and there is always grace for your journey. Well, welcome back to Honey in the Rock. We are here again with another amazing guest, and I'm just looking forward to you guys getting to know this fabulous human being. If you have not met Carrie Gibbs yet, at our church. I mean, most often you would have because she's just that friendly. But for those of you who have not met her or heard her story, or maybe you don't even go to our church and you're watching this, you're going to fall in love with Carrie. So before we get started, just tell everyone a little bit about who you are. I mean, I already announced your name, so you can skip over that part, but other more important things about you besides Carrie.
All right. I'm Carrie. That's it. I am a widow. I think that's my primary, grief in life is that I'm a widow. I grieved for a long, long time, and I have come out of my grief to the other side, and it's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, how do you say? It's like flying. It's amazing to get past that place that I never thought I'd get out of.
Wow.
So, and of course I'm grieving my husband's death. We were married young, very, very young.
No, you don't have any kids?
No kids.
No kids?
We had dogs.
Okay.
We had dogs.
So how young were you when you got married?
We were both 20-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were very young. He started coming to my church. He was definitely not my guy.
What's his name?
Craig.
Craig. Aw.
Yes. So yeah, he was not exactly what I expected at all. I, grew up in the youth group in the church, and I thought I was that good girl. I followed the rules.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just a saint. No, I'm kidding. I was awesome. No, I was young and I was on fire, and I really thought, what, I really do want to get married, and I want to be that Christian wife that cooks and cleans and does all that stuff that is expected of you. And that was not Craig. That went away really fast. So Craig was a newly reformed pothead. But man, I fell for him fast. I really did. We would go every year to the Colorado River. And I remember thinking, well, I don't want to go on the bus because I get kind of deaf and there's so many people on the bus. Can't go in the van this year, darn. So I just reached over to this new guy and said, hey, do you want some company in your truck? And he's like, yeah, sure. So it was a long trip to the river, and we got to know each other really well.
So you guys weren't dating at all at this point. Nope. You're just like...
I just hit this guy that was sitting next to me.
Okay, well, so Carrie is an extrovert.
I am, definitely. I have no shame.
Because only an extrovert would do that.
Right. So yeah, I did that, and it was just great. Great chat all the way there, great chat all the way back.
And how old were you on this drive?
We were I think I was probably 18. He was 17.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, he's younger.
Yes, that was a thing.
Well, I'm married younger too,
Yes.
so.
He was 9 months younger. So yeah, it was just a nice get to know get to know you the whole way. And
Yeah.
then we started dating after that. We dated for a month and then we got engaged. So it was that. Yeah, it was that fast.
That is fast.
That's very fast. But you know,
What did your parents think about
they were
that?
just, it was horrible.
I mean, I would probably have some words
Yeah.
for my kids
Yeah.
if after 1 month they were engaged at
Right.
18.
Right, exactly. But you know what? My parents lived, where did they live? They lived about 3 hours away at that time.
So you were moved out.
I was out. Yeah, I was
Okay.
living with the assistant pastor of the church. I was moved out. And so yeah, it was my choice. My
Sure.
mom was only upset that he was 9 months younger.
What
So
so was he still 17 when you guys got engaged, or had
no,
he?
he was 18.
He
Yeah, I just turned 19.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Yes, he was funny. I mean, it was just that fast. It took about a month for me to realize this is not what I was what I asked for, God.
Yeah.
It's not what I expected. But it just was, you know what? It was what God wanted for me.
Aw.
And it was, you know, all those rules, all those the judgment, you know, the judgy little Christian girl.
Yeah.
That all kind of fell away. It just, I mean, hey, I was dating a pothead. So, you know, it all fell away. It was just, he was warm and he was kind and he was just witty and funny.
Aw.
And it was like, okay, yeah, I can't be judgy. I can't be because this is
Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, it changed. He changed my life.
I love
He
that.
really did. Yeah. He made me funny.
Was he still living with his family at that point?
He was living with his aunt and uncle.
Okay.
He had a bad upbringing. His dad beat him.
Oh.
It wasn't good. But I was amazed that he still had that beautiful spirit.
Yeah.
He really did.
Wow.
But yeah, so he got out of that with some scars.
Sure.
He had trouble going to church. He did. When dad beat him, mom would, you know, tell him, you've got to go to church and ask forgiveness for your sins because you upset your father.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, let's start that. And so, you know, sometimes he'd go into church and he would break into a sweat.
Yeah.
And, you know, but he started going with his aunt and uncle. It was a different thing. It was a different place and a
Yeah.
different feel.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's where he kind of, you know, got out from under that.
And that's where you guys met.
Yes. mhm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So.
So you
yeah.
guys are engaged.
Yes. We, out of respect for my mother who was freaking out, we were engaged for a year and got married and just kind of, you know, moved into our house and got the dog the first day. You have to do that. That's a thing. That was our rule. You have to get a dog when you move into the place, right?
That's so cute.
I know. So, yeah. So, you know, we were married for 11, 12 years. And it was, how do you say? He was such a good friend. He knew those weird things that I was thinking. He knew, you know, he was just so kind. He had good, how do you say we had good friends around us.
Yeah.
So it was a very, how do you say, I love the relationship. He taught me how to laugh more and how to be witty. I love his humor. I look for people that have his humor because I love it so much.
Aw.
Not many do. So,
No.
yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so were kids not in?
Ah.
I know that's probably a whole nother
Yeah.
podcast, but was that something you wanted? Because I actually didn't realize you guys were married for that long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
was it something that couldn't happen?
No, it wasn't. It was something where we kind of decided when we got married that we're going to wait for 5 years.
Yeah.
Just wait. Let's enjoy each other.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy life. Let's, you know, get stuff together. And he was still very much a kid. So, no, we waited. And then we just were just enjoying life too much. We actually had just started talking about having kids about a week before he passed away.
Okay. Oh, wow.
He came home and said, I've decided I'm going to quit my job and stay home and be a home mother or father.
Stay-at-home dad.
Stay-at-home
Yeah.
dad. And I'm like, Are you really? Are you? Are you sure?
What a good plan.
He's too much of a kid to be a stay-at-home father. I don't know what's going to happen. This is scary for me. Right? So
That's awesome.
that scared me. But I don't know. I grew up. I feel like I always had a fear of having kids. I
Interesting.
love my nephews. I love kids. I'm great with kids.
You are great with kids.
But having my own, that was just a fear in itself.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think there's something with me about time. Time and losing yourself in time in someone else's life like that. I'm once I get where I am invested in you, I'm done. I don't know who I am anymore. So I felt that I would just melt away or just disappear.
Aw.
But we had just started talking about it, which is kind of, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So Craig was diabetic, and he had it very under control.
Type 1 or type 2?
Type 1. So he had to
Okay,
take insulin in the morning and at night. And he would, so funny. He would get up in the morning. He would get in the shower, come take his insulin, and he would just roll the little bottles in his hand. So he took 2 bottles. One was a fast-acting, a little bit of fast-acting for the morning, and then a big bunch of slow-acting to go through the day.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can think of is that he rolled the bottles, and he took that much fast-acting and that much slow-acting. And on his way to work, he crashed. He blacked out and crashed. So, yeah, that was not a part of the plan. Not expected,
What?
It just...
What day was that? What day was that?
Day it was June 17th, 1999.
Wow.
So, yeah, 25 years ago.
Wow.
26 now. So, yeah.
How did you find out?
Ooh, it was weird. I was at work and, it was so weird. My friend Shannon was one of my very close friends. Her husband was one of Craig's very close friends. So we hung out a lot, and I got her a job where I was working, and I really enjoyed her being there. They called her in to come bring me in to the HR office. And she said, I can't believe they did this. I had to try not to cry in front of you to get you into the HR office.
So they told her first.
Yeah, they did. So
Wow.
that she would bring me in.
Yeah.
Because they were freaking out. So I went into the HR office, and there was a guy sitting at the desk. And he was like, come have a seat. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Am I in
what
trouble?
the heck
What
is going
on? And he told me, he said, I don't remember what he said. Your husband had a car accident. And my go-to was, where is he? Where can I go?
Sure.
What do I need to do?
You don't think,
No.
and he's dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not at all. And when he said that, he didn't, make it. I was like, I don't understand this. I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where do I go? What do I do? I mean, I need to go see him, right?
Yes.
Nope. No. And when I finally sunk in, I'm telling you, I ended up in a corner behind the cabinets, and I just sat there. I don't know how long I sat there.
Did you even cry at that moment, or were you just in shock?
Yeah. I was in shock,
crying.
but I was crying. I was in a corner crying, and I don't know how long I was there. But what was really very, very interesting is, I just sat in darkness, right? And the coroner, of all people, not my friend, not the people I work with, but the coroner came and sat behind me and put his hand on my back. And I'm like, oh, there's someone there. I felt it was like an energy that was just touching my back. And I thought, wow. And it kind of brought me out of that dark place that I was sitting in.
Yeah.
And back into this world that I didn't want to be in, But it was very, very powerful. I don't even know how to explain it.
Hmm.
I felt like he had just a huge amount of compassion to be able to do that
Oh, yeah.
of anyone in there. My friends were
Well,
freaking out.
I mean, death was his world.
Yes,
So
that's true.
that does make sense.
Yeah.
He's probably had seen hundreds,
Yes.
if not thousands of people
Yeah.
He knew exactly what to do. What a beautiful, just a touch.
Just a touch.
Just a touch of
Yeah.
compassion.
Yeah. It was, like I said, it was very, very powerful. It was,
Hmm.
I remember that. I remember that moment so clearly.
Wow. Wow.
But I didn't want to come out of it, though. I was like, leave me here. Go away.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, death is sad and heartbreaking,
Right.
no
Right.
matter the circumstance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there is something also to be said about when it is not expected, when you
Right.
have no time
Yeah.
to prepare for it,
Mm-hmm.
when it's the love of your life is ripped from you in a second, and now everything is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you do next? Where did you just go home? Were people with you?
Do you know, they sent, I didn't even know what was going on. They sent my old boyfriend.
Oh, gosh.
Love it. They sent Jim to pick me up, and he picked me up at work and he brought me home. I don't remember how my car got home, but he brought me home, and on the way, it was really interesting. He says, Carrie, do you want to stop by your church? And I was like, thinking to myself, why? Why? He says, maybe you can get some support. Maybe you could talk to the pastor or let them know and let them help you. And I'm like, okay. I didn't experience that at the church that I was going to.
Yeah.
Really didn't experience much love and companionship at all. So I was like, okay, he knows something, so I'm going to do this. And we went to my church, and the assistant pastor, who's the only one I really knew, he was out front talking to a few ladies, and I kind of stood behind him. And can you imagine what my face looked like?
No.
I was invisible. I was completely invisible. Nobody even noticed me. My friend went and parked the car.
Oh, no.
And he came back, and he's like, what's going on, Carrie? And I said, I'm just waiting. And he says, can they not tell you're here, Carrie? And I'm like, yeah, no, they can't. Do you want to go? And he says, maybe we should just wait a minute. So we did, and they were done with their conversation. I could hear they were talking about a vacation or something like that. And so
crazy world.
I know. And so
I can't even imagine.
I know. And nobody saw me. Like someone's facing towards me, right? I don't know. I'm invisible. So anyways, he turned around, and I just looked at him, and I said, I wanted to talk to you. My husband just passed away. And he said, oh, you know what? I'm on my way to vacation.
No.
So just go down at the end of that little building right there, go in the door, and the secretary is right there.
What?
Yeah. So, it was bad. It was very heartbreaking. That was part of my not trusting. Yeah. So. Yeah, I know.
Floored.
Yeah. So it was very painful.
Oh my gosh.
That I know you're reacting right now, and that's exactly how I reacted then.
I mean, just as a pastor, I can't even imagine blowing someone off like that.
Yeah, it was very bad. I knew it was bad.
Oh,
I'm
so sorry that happened.
Yeah, there was a huge lack of trust in the church from that.
Sure.
But I was also thankful when I finally did go in, because my friend walked me in, talked to the secretary for a second, and she took me into the pastor's office. And you know what? He was really cool. He was good.
That's good.
He sat with me for a while.
Assistant pastor needed to get fired.
I think he was.
I would hope, honestly, it's
We
like
can
you
cut
should
that.
you should
Yes.
not be
No.
pastoring if you can't like freaking read the room.
Right. Right. Yeah, that was.
You don't even have to have all the answers, but have a
No.
little compassion.
Walk with me to wherever you're taking me. Because I just
Right.
fell off a cliff on the way to the door. Sorry,
Yeah,
everybody.
no, we're not cutting that.
Yeah.
He needed to get fired. That is ridiculous. Thank God the
bad.
senior pastor
Yes.
did a little redemption there, but
Yeah.
goodness sakes.
It was bad. But
is
I
bad.
also I knew that other than my very few friends in that church, it wasn't a friendly church. It was the message was on point,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a friendly church. I wasn't
Interesting.
making friends there. I brought friends that I was friends with.
Because the culture just wasn't friendly. It wasn't
No.
family, community
No.
driven.
No,
Interesting.
and I would say it probably stems from that too. Assistant pastor can't walk you to a door when you just tell him your husband passed away. It's
Yeah.
got, I mean, that
Right.
that's got to.
It's a major disconnect.
Yeah. So there was that, and it was nice talking to the pastor because he knew my dad, which was really cool.
Aw.
And my dad, he was the elder at the church that I grew up in. He worked with alcohol recovery. He was a recovered alcoholic himself. And he did classes. He partially wrote a book called Alcoholics for Christ. So kind of taking the AA into Jesus.
Yeah.
And so it was, I think my dad had just approached the church about having, classes there.
Oh.
So he knew my dad, which was really cool. And a lot of the pastors knew my dad. So it was nice to have that to talk about for a moment, and he was good as far as, not really reaching out while I was there, but ran into him in the store and he was, how are you doing? How's everything going? And, he was really cool about that. But that's all I knew that's all I was going to get out of the church there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was sad.
So Jim then finally takes you to your house.
Yes. And all of my friends are there.
Okay, good.
All
I'm
of them.
like,
They couldn't find me, which was really weird. He worked in Escondido, and he was temporarily up in Fallbrook doing a job. Nobody there knew who I was, so nobody had the number. They had to call Escondido to find out who I was and call me, So by the time I got home, all of our friends were there already.
oh.
So that was, amazing to have them all there.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I'm so glad you didn't walk into an empty house.
No, not at all. And, there was really, I think they stayed for days. Seriously.
Good.
When I got home, I just kind of sat on the floor and disappeared, and they were all just around me. There was Jim's mom, who, of course I grew up with in the youth group. And this is a different church that I grew up in, not the church that I was going to. But I just remember her being there for 2 weeks. She cleaned, she didn't take care of the dogs because I needed that. I needed the puppy hugs, right?
You
But
needed something to do.
I did. But she was there. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and there she was. And I was like, okay. And
wow.
There was something really, she really blessed me in that time. I didn't have to worry about anything for a few weeks. The funeral, getting things ready, she helped me with all of it. There was one of Craig's friends that was a little controlling, wanted to control it all. Like, you can put some things in the coffin with him, and he's telling me all these things. You need to dress him in this, and you need to do this, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I want him wearing. I know what I want to put in there. Pictures of his dogs, right? And me. But, she picked up on that. And I was like, okay, so this is going to be weird. We were all supposed to meet like a couple days later. And she called the funeral home and said, Carrie's coming in tomorrow. She's going to decide what he's going to wear and decide what's going to go in with him. And no matter what anyone says, 2 days from now, that's what you'll do. And she's going to spend some time alone. And I was like, whoa. She knew what I needed, and I didn't know how to ask for it.
Wow.
How do you know that you need to ask for these things?
Yeah.
Craig was the very first person in my life that had passed away. So that being your husband, it's like you don't know what to do. I don't know what to do at all.
No.
So I was thankful to have her there for that and just
Wow.
to be present.
Had her husband passed away?
No. Mm-mm.
How did she know?
You know?
Like, how did she know
You
what
know,
to do?
I don't know. I think it's one of those families you grow up with are so they're there. No matter if you've seen them for 10 years or not, they're just there. And she
Yeah.
just jumped in.
Gosh.
So
What a beautiful woman.
yeah.
What a
Yeah.
beautiful way to show Christ's love.
Yeah.
I will be the first to admit I am not like that. I'm not to that level. I wish
Right.
I wish I was.
Yeah.
Like that's just
It's a hard thing to
it's
think.
amazing.
How do you know instinctively what someone needs in this situation?
Yeah.
You know? I guess, I mean, I was thankful she was just present.
What a gift.
Yeah. Definitely a gift.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's very interesting. I love her to death. But yeah, she's feisty and she's very sensitive too. So yeah, it was wonderful to have her
Mhm.
there, just being there. And you know, it was really interesting. This is a dog story. I'm going to tell you a dog
I
story.
love a dog story.
I know, right? Dogs mourn too.
They do.
They do. They do. So I had 3.
We got a little bug in
I got a
here.
buggy. Go away. We had 3 dogs. And it was really interesting. Brandy Rose, she was a pit bull. Epidu, we loved her. She has her own song. She's great. Well, Brandy was kind of Craig's dog.
Yeah.
They're everybody's dog, but she was kind of Craig's
I
dog.
get it. Finn's my dog.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I thought, Brandy's a little dumb. She's the sweetest thing in the world, but she's a little dumb, right? She'll obey and she'll do stuff, but she's a little dumb. So it's just so funny. Then I'll go back the night before Craig passed away. So funny. I was sitting watching a movie and Craig went to bed early and he calls me. He calls me from the other side of the house. He says, Carrie, get in here. I'm like, what? So I go to the room and the light's out and I don't want to turn them on because he doesn't like it when I turn the lights on. He says, turn the lights on, Carrie. I'm like, what? What's going on? I go in and he's laying in the bed and he's got his dog with her head right on his arm and she's just snuggling right alongside him. And he says, look what I taught her to do. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so weird. So you know what? I think about that moment because I went over and I gave him a kiss on the cheek and I gave the puppy a kiss on the cheek. And I was like, you guys are precious, you know?
So precious.
I'm so thankful I did that because that was the night before he passed away.
Gosh.
Well, you know, it's interesting when I say dogs mourn. Brandy Rose, that was her, she didn't come near me. I was like, you are dumb. I need you.
Yeah.
My other dog, if I cried, he'd be like, licking me. And I'm like, stop it, go away. But she just wouldn't come near me. And I thought, oh man, this is horrible. And about 2 weeks later, she slept at the end of the bed. 2 weeks later, all of a sudden, there she is.
Oh.
She just plopped up on my arm and I'm like, oh, there you are, you know?
Sweet girl.
So yes. So yeah, it took her 2 weeks and then she was back. And Jake, anytime he heard the big trucks rolling down the road, he'd go to the windows and look for Craig. So that was, they definitely, and then Osa was just happy. She liked Craig.
She's like, finally, I
know.
get Carrie all to myself.
I know, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Dogs are crazy.
My grandma, they had a dog for a long time, and when she passed away, he went under. Actually, I don't know if it was a he or she. Actually, because I was a young kid, but I remember him going under like a little burrowed out hole underneath the shed, and he just would stay under there.
Yeah.
And then it was a few later, and he just passed away too, because he was just
Yeah.
like, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
I miss my person, and he was old
Mm-hmm.
too, but
Yeah. They're very
yeah,
affected.
they feel it.
Yep. They really
It was
are.
so sad.
Yeah.
Dogs they totally get
I
it.
know. I know. It was very sad, but
Gosh.
wow.
So
Crazy.
you are being surrounded by
Mm-hmm.
friends loving you well,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
kind of sitting in the pit with you, taking
Mm-hmm.
care of you.
Yep.
Where were you at with God in all of this?
You know what? It was, how do you say, where I was at with God was, it was just, I don't know how to describe it. Not on fire, but companionship, right? God was right beside me, but it wasn't like I felt like I needed to seek him because he was just always there
Yeah.
in our lives.
You weren't angry at him. You
Oh,
weren't blaming him.
um,
Or maybe was that
yeah,
later on?
that was later on. Yeah. I did not seek him through it.
Yeah.
I didn't, not so much that I was angry. I was angry. My anger came from seeing husbands and wives that were mean to each other and thinking, why is he gone?
Yeah.
He's a good one. Why did you take him and not that guy that beats his wife or
Wow.
curses at his wife? That's where my anger came from.
Interesting. Yeah.
But I kind of just hunkered down and took over. I don't know why, but grief, I will say grief does very odd things to you. You
Yeah.
don't think right when you're grieving. I decided I have to take over finances. How am I going to live? How am I going to live? With one income, we were young. We didn't have tons of money.
Yeah.
We just stopped living paycheck to paycheck, right? So how am I going to do this? I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I took over. I just was like, I'm going to be strong. I'm going to do all this stuff. And I didn't give God room to work in my life.
Yeah.
So that was
Just kind of
sad.
pulled yourself up by the bootstraps
Yep.
and
Yeah.
made life happen on your own.
Right. And I didn't, how do you say? It's going to sound sad, but I did not feel God's presence. I didn't feel his comfort. So, and that's, again, it's grief. It's mourning.
Sure.
You feel like you're in a dark room and there's just no way to get out of it. You don't see any light. You're just, you're sad.
Yeah.
And I would say it's probably like depression.
Yeah.
You can sit there, you think this is the normal, but it's not the normal. But you don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
So you sit in it, and then it becomes the normal. It really just becomes the normal.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So
How long? And I know you've told me this before we were recording, but how long were you in this deep grief?
I was in deep grief for years. When you say it should be a year or two. No, I sat not in deep grief, but I sat in this new normal
Yeah.
for 15 years.
Wow. It's a
I
long time.
dated. I did. But there was always that grief in the background. So I wasn't ready to.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was on my own. I didn't, how do you say, there was no trigger to get me out of it. There
Yeah.
was no, even if you told me, Carrie, this is not right. You need to pop out of this. I wouldn't hear you.
Yeah. So
It's-
how did you come out
How?
of that? What changed?
It's funny is, I had gone through all that. My new normal is just sad, and I am a widow, and I'm a victim.
Yeah.
So every sad story, the assistant pastor, what does your mean mom say to you that you
Yeah.
hold on to? You just hold on to it. And, we talk about in Grief Share, you put these things in your backpack and you just carry them around. And I did that for years. And I also isolated myself. I didn't ask anybody to help me because I do it all on my own. I could. And I just, thankfully I had family around me, but in a way, it kind of, I had family. There was a little joy with the nephews and the family around, but I stayed where I was in
Yeah.
that space. So it was 20 years in.
Wow.
Yeah, 20. And I can't say that I didn't live my life. And sometimes I come out of it, but I
Sure.
go back into it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I dated someone for a while, and it was interesting because right after that was over, I kind of went right back into it. It's like, I don't know. It's just your new norm. And I didn't go from that to, yay, I'm great, you know? So I ran into an old youth group friend, my youth group. I got my little old lady hanging with me. I got my youth group friends, and this was a whole another family that I grew up with in the youth group. They were my Colorado River trip people, my pastors and youth pastors, and Alan, who was in my youth group.
Oh, Alan was in your youth group?
He was.
Aw.
I knew him since I was 14.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
Aw.
I had a little crush on him back then. I did. He was like that guy that was going to be that he was marriage material, right? I always thought I'd end up with someone like him, but no, Craig, he's better. No, I'm kidding. Take that out.
Well, he was better for you.
He was better for me, definitely. So I ran into him. He had been divorced for a while, and it was nice because, all of a sudden there's a friend that I'm familiar with. And I am so thankful that at least I know he's not a serial killer. So yeah, let's hang out, right? So we did for months and months, and it was really nice. And we were just getting to know each other. So after about 3 months of hanging out, we were watching a movie or something, and he kind of reached over and he held my hand, and I was like, "Oh, what was that?"
Oh,
He held my
I
hand.
did not know that.
I don't know what to do.
Right.
I'm thinking maybe God brought him into my life for a reason, but he held my hand, right? And that kind of opened my heart up, to be honest. It was just like that little spark that kicked my heart in gear. And not a week later, that little limp that we knew he had turned out to be cancer. And it was like, cancer says, Carrie, get away from me.
Yeah.
Get out of my life. I don't want you around to see this. And you go away. And it was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I know that maybe the hand holding thing, that might go away. Okay, fine. Still your friend.
Yeah.
And I've known you since I was 14. And I care about you. So let me help. And so, it took a while. He really just didn't want me around, which I don't understand why.
I don't understand why
I'm
either.
so sweet.
Like, I know.
I know, it was hard. It was really hard.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it was. And, it was interesting because I knew he didn't want me around, but he wanted control of everything that was happening in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told him, I said, I want to help you, but you choose. You choose. Do you want me to go with your sister to take you to the doctor? If that helps, let me know. I'll go. And sister was my youth pastor, right? So it was like, okay, I'd just wait on him. It was all up to him. And finally, he got so bad with his walking that he was on crutches. And and so I asked him, I said, do you want me to drive you to church? Your church. Because he talked about grace, right? And so I was like, how about if I drive you there? And I did. And, it was kind of crazy because we walked in and I just felt such a difference from my church. I knew at my church I could continue to isolate. Nobody would say anything to me. Nobody would greet me. Nobody would say anything. I'd go to church and go home. I did my duty. I'm done. I walked into Grace and I'm like, ooh, what is this feeling? Wow. I did not feel that feeling for so many years at this other church.
Wow.
Didn't understand what it was. And it was like a breath of fresh air. It was like the Holy Spirit moving through that place, and I could feel it. And I'm driving him home, and I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to say to nobody that knows me at my old church. I'm not going back. I don't know what to say. I do know a couple friends there, but yeah, I'm not going back.
Wow.
I like the messages, so I would go every once in a while to listen. But it kind of made me sad for the people that were new there, because I'm greeting them and I'm being nice, but nobody else is. So I kind of was like, yeah, I'm going to Grace.
Mm.
And that was the catalyst. I am thankful that Alan was in my life, even though he was very hurtful at times. But he was that bridge.
Yeah.
That started my heart going again and took me to this place that was so foreign to me, but so wonderful to me. And so I'm very thankful. But, I think we were talking a little after or before. What is the thing that takes you out of that dark place that you're so familiar with? What is that thing what's the catalyst?
Right.
That takes you. Each person is going to be different. Not everyone can have an Alan.
Yeah. Right.
But there's got to be something. And I think, I'm learning now that's what God wants for you.
Yeah.
He wants you out of that dark place and full of joy.
Yeah.
So I kept going to Grace, and Alan went into remission. So we would have lunches after church for a while. And it's funny is I had decided long, long ago that I was never going to serve at a church again.
We laugh.
I know.
We laugh because she's
Church hurt.
fully involved.
I am. So
she's
true.
like one of our managers. Heads up a department.
I know. So yeah, I was determined never to serve again. And I'm talking to Alan at lunch, and I'm like, have you ever thought about serving? He's like, yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing some production stuff. And I'm like, okay. I was thinking about Grief Share. Do they have Grief Share there? And he's like, I don't know, but you should ask. And I'm like, okay. So I go to a Bible study. I'm getting involved. I am just like, feed me. What can I do? Feed me.
Wow.
And I went to a Bible study, and I was sitting across from someone, and I was talking to her a little bit, and she said her husband passed away about 6 months ago. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I understand. I know your pain. And she says, yeah, it's been hard. And I said, do you know if you guys have a Grief Share class here? And she says, I've been talking to Pastor Matthew about having a Grief Share class for like a year now, and he's not gotten back to me. And I'm thinking in my mind, how does she know Pastor Matthew? And what? Did I just expose myself? Oh no. So it was like, here we go. She's like, you're going to lead with me. It was Diane.
Of course
She's
it was.
a church secretary. Like, whoops. I just put it out there to the right person. Darn. Here I go.
Oh, God knows.
I know. So it took, it's funny is for the next few months, I would be like, should I greet? Should I do this? Should I help check the kids in? Nope, you're mine. Diane's like, no, you're mine. I'm like, okay. So I'd sit there. Okay, it's not happening yet. She's still working on this. Yeah, I'm going to greet. Okay, I'm going to check in some kids now. And, Raquel called me to see if I could do some lunch with the pastor stuff. And I'm like, yes, I'll do it. And then I'm doing, what else am I doing? I don't know. I'm doing some other stuff. And I'm like, here we go. Dive in, right? And how about we add Grief Share now?
Yeah.
But, it's after Craig passed away, I did Grief Share. So that was 25 years ago. And it was very hard.
Was that the first time you went through it? Was when we
Yes.
started it at the church?
No,
had you gone
I
through
went through it after Craig passed away.
Oh, right
Yes,
after.
Right after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I also-
didn't catch that part.
Yeah, I did. And I helped lead it for one session, but it felt, it was too raw. It was too much.
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible. And
Yeah.
my brain couldn't hear what the program was saying when your grief brain or your, sad brain hears them say, it's okay if you heal. It doesn't mean you didn't love him. It just means that you're healing. And I'm like, no, I will be sad all my life. I loved him so much.
Yeah.
Your grief brain really messes with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And you hunker down in it. You just say, nope. If I'm happy, I didn't love him, right? It's exactly the opposite of what grief
crazy?
share
Yeah.
says. But it did. And that's part of my problem with staying in my grief. I built these rules and these walls and
Yeah.
sat in it.
Yeah.
So I feel like I think that from the time that I met Diane to probably a year later when we finally started Grief Share, I thought, why is this taking so long? Okay, just serve somewhere else. Well, it's because God's healing me.
Mm.
God's taking that time for me to say, dive in, girl.
Yeah.
Get your spirit right. Get into the Bible again. Get in and, make friends. That was hard. When the second cancer scare came around and he did it again, very, very harsh. I was like, okay, now I don't have friends. He's sitting way over there because I'm not his friend anymore. I can't be, he has cancer again. And so I love this. Just about the same time, I'm struggling because I had isolated myself for so long.
Yeah.
Really, that friendship thing, I didn't know how to do it anymore. I didn't know how to start a friendship. I didn't know how to do anything but be a victim and have people help me.
Mm.
Not really help me, but be a victim. So I was like, how do you be a friend and try not to be a victim, right? You have to relearn all this stuff. You have to relearn boundaries and know that people will disappoint you. And you don't have to invite everybody. I remember from the Boundaries book.
Yes, so good.
You do not have to invite everyone into your yard.
Right.
And I had to learn that because, I got kind of a little disappointed or really surprised by some people. And so I learned that. And that's healthy enough to keep them out of the yard. But as I'm sitting there crying, going, I'm not ever going to have friends again. I don't know how to have friends like those youth group friends that are just so precious and so easy. And I thought I got to start over and I don't know how. And I sat there. It was Pastor Matthew doing a sermon on friendship and friends. And I'm like, so he says you need 5 really good friends. 5 really good friends. And I'm like, I don't know how. Crying. And this girl that I've talked to maybe a couple times, she walks up to me after the service. She says, I need 5 really good friends. And I'm like, please pick me. I'll be your friend. And she's really a close friend. And I've learned, I love.
Who is this?
Jenny.
Oh.
I know.
I love that you both were just like, I don't have 5.
I know. I don't have 5.
I might not even have 1.
I know. But
the honesty of that is just precious.
I know. It is. It was just a spark. It was, how do you say, magical? It was like, wow. You hear that up on the stage and you feel that with someone. And it was like, okay, I'm going to do this friend thing, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that with Jenny is she's so down to earth. She's not gossipy. She will not gossip.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And there was, I went through this phase where I was a little gossipy when I got there and I didn't know any better because I was a victim, right? That's where I was. And I learned. And I was like, oh, she doesn't want to hear this. Oh, yeah, I've got to learn. Don't. And that's how God wants you to be.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of lessons that I learned from her because she was very healthy.
Yeah.
And so it was like God brought this very healthy person into my life who knew how to be a friend and knew how to fulfill that need that I needed to grow
Yeah.
and bond,
Hmm.
So yeah. So she's going up with me to Julian on the 14th. This is my annual anniversary trip.
Aw, so
So
fun.
I know. So I don't let many people go up with me, but she's going up with me.
As you
So,
shouldn't.
yeah.
Keep that
Yeah.
keep
Mhm.
that fence nice and tight.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And
Aw.
I have tons of I have tons of friends, or how do you say, acquaintances.
Yeah.
I care deeply for those around me. I want the people that come into the church to be fed like I was fed, to be healed
Yeah.
like I was healed. Um, I want them to feel welcome, no matter what their state is when they come in.
Yeah.
And that is, that was the catalyst for, it's not exactly why I want to be this way. I was that way when I was young. So I was fearless and I was very welcoming and caring. And it was almost like I found myself again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it just kind
Beautiful.
of like that whole attitude
Full
when I was young.
circle.
Yeah. And then cut that right out and let's grow again
I love
and be
that.
happy. Yeah.
For those that are watching and don't fully know what grief share is, can
Yeah.
you just give a little definition, kind of what is it and who is
Yeah.
it for?
So grief share, it's, how do you say, it's for people that are grieving a loss. Sadly, it's not a dog loss. It's a person loss, a friend, a husband, a relative. It's a person loss. And, it walks you through how to grieve. It's okay to grieve this way. It's okay to feel this way. It's okay to be angry. One thing I loved, learning, it's okay to be angry with God, but it's also okay to tell him that, to lament,
Yeah.
to tell him that you're angry. But the whole purpose is communicate with him and let him, let
Yeah.
him be in your life. There's just a lot of lessons that you learn in Grief Share. It's a Christian group. It's usually held at churches, but anyone can come.
Yeah. And we've
Um,
had
yes,
so many people come
yes,
that don't even go to our church.
right. And we've had people that literally, I do not believe in God, but I'll come.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, they would send a little email saying, this is overwhelming and it's just too much, but I'll keep coming, because it's about talking to each other and learning from each other,
Yeah.
learning from the lessons every week, how you move through the grief and not just sit in the grief.
Yeah.
And others, I guess, like me, because this was my first loss ever, I had no idea. I wish I really would have listened. I do.
Well, and I think there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
And also I say this with knowing everyone's grief is different.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like for maybe the majority,
Mm-hmm.
would grief share be helpful right after a loss, or do sometimes they need a little bit of space in between, or is it just everyone's different?
Everyone is different.
Okay.
We've had a few people that literally will be there weeks after their loss,
Yeah.
and they'll be there a little longer,
Yeah.
and that's
okay.
great. They're working through it. They
'Cause
need
it's like
to be
12
surrounded.
weeks, right?
It's 12 weeks, 13 weeks, and it repeats, and you
Mhm.
can come back. Some people want to hear other people's experiences. They glean how to heal off of other people.
Yeah.
They glean that from the studies. Some people can handle it right away, and some people can't. Some people will sit there and cry, and it's so sad. And you pray for them, and you're like, "Oh, my heart,
Yeah.
my heart!" It hurts to see them that way, but when you see them a year from then, it's like I'll look at them and say, "Oh my goodness, the first day, do you remember the first day you were here? You have changed so much. You are doing beautifully." I mean,
Wow.
you can see I don't even know how to describe the pain that people, how they look when they come in and they just have nothing. There's
Yeah.
nothing. And just to see them grow, it's beautiful. Now I take that from Grief Share.
Oh, I bet.
Mhm.
I have not had any great loss in my life.
I'm
That
here for you.
Thank you. I know you will be,
I will.
actually. I don't want, I mean, we all
No.
will experience it, but at
Right.
some point, I'm not planning on it. But
Mhm.
so I haven't had to experience having going through Grief Share.
Right.
But I have heard so many people that have gone through it that have spoken so highly of it helping them get
Right.
through grief and
Right.
not just sit in it.
Mhm.
And for many, that it became a bridge even to God and to
Yes.
church, whether it be
Yes.
ours or someone else's,
Mhm.
and to friendships
Yes.
and finding safety and safe places with
Mhm.
other people.
Mhm.
I really haven't heard anything negative
Right.
about Grief Share. And so it's beautiful. And I'm so grateful for this ministry that
Yeah.
you have truly, I mean, I think there's a lot of honey in your rock, like
Yes.
that has come out of that. But to me, looking at your story, you being a part of Grief Share
Mhm.
and taking others by the hand
Right.
and walking them through what you also have walked through
Mhm.
is probably one of the most beautiful honeys that we get to experience this side of heaven
Right.
when we have experienced, whether it be
Mhm.
death tragically, whether it be rape, whether it be
Right.
miscarriage,
Mhm.
whatever it might be,
Mhm.
when we allow God to not just heal it, but then in turn,
Mhm.
like sit with others and
Right.
help them walk and point them.
Right.
I think that's just it's to me the epitome of honey in the rock.
Right.
Like
Right.
that
Mhm.
is how God,
Right.
who does not do these bad things to
Mhm.
people,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
this is how he redeems
Yes.
every bad thing that has happened to us, and how we come out of being a victim
Right.
when we
Exactly.
can now say, okay, God, use me to be a answer, to be a light, to be a
Yes.
help, to be the little old lady who stayed with you for 2
Right.
weeks. Like,
Right.
help me to be
Mhm.
that for somebody else.
Mhm.
I want to be that. I want to be that story in someone else's
Right.
life when tragedy hits.
Right.
I think that's the beauty of making our pain
Mhm.
have
Why did you
purpose
go through
behind
it?
it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think if we don't have that, then it's just pain.
Yeah,
And it
exactly.
just sucks
Mhm. Mhm.
really hard.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
you can say, Lord, you can even use
Mhm.
this thing that has
Mhm.
been like the worst thing that has ever happened to me.
Right.
I'm going to even give you that. And so I would say, like, when someone, whatever it is, whether it's grief or something
Mhm.
else, when someone gets to that point where
Yeah.
they say, I'm going to surrender my pain to you,
Mhm.
Lord, and for you to do whatever you want. Heal me, yes.
Yeah.
And then however you want to use me, whether it's with one person or whether it's to the masses, like, use my pain and my healing to help someone else go through it.
Right.
Like that is just, that I think is where the turn happens
Mhm.
in people's
Mhm.
life.
Yeah.
And so you move from victim to victor.
Right. Right.
And
Help try to move other people from victim to victor.
yeah. And you have to dance gently with those broken
Yes.
hearts.
Yeah.
But people like you who have experienced it,
Yeah.
you know what to do. You've
Mhm.
been there, you've lived it. And even
Mhm.
though everyone's story is a little different. Okay, so this would be, as we're kind of closing up, I think I love to ask this question when people are kind of on the other side of
Mhm. Yeah.
grief, which I would probably still expect that there's still moments that
Go back.
like tender
Yeah.
moments. Like there's
Sure.
moments like you don't ever like fully, but you're not sitting in it.
Sure.
So it's different.
Yes.
But what if someone if someone has a tragic like loss like this in their life, what is a helpful thing to say and do? And like what's not
Yeah.
helpful? And
Mhm.
also like I think for me, my struggle is probably different than others,
Mhm.
maybe because of my role as pastor.
Right.
But like, I mean, I can't be that, what
Mhm.
that lady
Mhm.
was for you. I can't be that for every single
Right.
person
Right. Mhm.
because I would never see my family, you know? So it's like, for me, I feel like this, oh my gosh, how
Right.
do I be that for
Right.
every person? And
Mhm.
yet, it you probably didn't want just a rando person in your home,
No. No.
you know?
No.
So, like, can you just like talk through that and like who
Yeah.
should be there to really show up
I
in those moments?
I think, I mean, anyone can be there to show up in those moments, but even myself, I don't always know what to say. I've been through it.
Yeah.
I don't always know what to say. So honest, my go-to is a hug. Just hold them.
Yeah.
They might not want to hear anything. They might just want to be held.
Yeah.
And that's my, how do you say, love language.
Yeah.
So I feel like that should be everyone's love language. But maybe just sitting with them in silence. If you don't know what to say, I would say just be kind and sit with them and ask if there's anything. Intentionally ask if there's anything you can do for them. Not just because you should ask
Yeah.
if there's anything you can do and ignore it, but really, find out what you can do for that person because they're probably going to isolate and they're probably going to try to do this on their own when they need to be surrounded by people.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing. I think the thing that isn't great is to say, hey, why aren't you past this?
Oh,
You
yeah.
should be past this, but you'd be surprised
Yeah.
how many people do that.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. It is a thing.
Listen, if you have done that,
Don't.
don't ever do it again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. No, people do. Or sometimes advice can sound like it makes sense to that person, but it's really kind of cruel, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the examples in Grief Share is a woman in the videos had a miscarriage, and the response was, "But you can have another." Oh, that's not.
Like that's
That's
not
the
helpful.
point. No, this is you're mourning that child.
Yeah.
Not that you can't have other children, but people don't really think, I think sometimes.
Yeah.
Or I love this one. I love this one. I'm sitting at home and I'm feeling so alone. And someone says, "Oh, well, at least you have your cat." Like, are you kidding me? You're sitting there with your husband and your child, and you say, "At least you have your cat." It's not helpful.
It's not helpful.
Don't do that.
Don't do
A
it.
cat is not a husband. It's a wonderful purry thing, but it's not.
No.
It's not that thing that fulfills
No,
your
of
person.
course not.
So, yeah, it's great to have a kitty cat and a puppy dog. It's great, but it's not that precious person that you lost. So, maybe think about the situation that person's in before giving advice
Yeah.
that you think is constructive, but it's just not. Give them a hug.
Well, listen, I always say like advice needs to be invited.
Yes, that's true. It's very true.
So
Mm-hmm.
you could always sometimes I ask
Mhm.
like
Yes.
and not in grief situations. I'm not asking,
Right.
would you like me to give you some advice? Because
Right.
who am I to talk to about that? Because
Mhm,
I haven't
mhm.
experienced that at that level. But like, it's like, hey, I have thoughts on this. And if you
Right.
would like my advice, I would be happy to share with you. But I also know that you may not, and that's okay as well.
Right.
Here's a thing that I tend to say, and I think it's okay. I
Mhm.
think it's helpful. And it's something along the lines of, I don't know what to say right now.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
I'm here to sit with you.
Mhm.
I'm here to cry with you. I'm here
Mhm.
if you need a hug. I'm here if you need to yell.
Yep.
Um, I don't know what it feels like to go through what you are going through right now, but I love you and you're
Right.
not alone,
Mhm.
even if you feel like you
You're
are.
not alone is huge.
Yeah. And so
It's
that's
really
usually
huge.
like my go-to when someone's going through something I've never experienced
Right.
and I don't know what to say. It's
Right.
like, admit it. I don't know what to say except
Right.
this. And I hope that this helps. And I'm just here.
That
I'm
was
here.
golden.
That's good to
She's
know.
giving you gold right now.
Just, that's good to know.
Yeah, it is.
And to know, like, you've got people in your circle, and those are the people that you need to show up for.
Yeah.
And which is why we need community. So I have to realize I'm also not savior. So this does help me with pastoring. I'm not savior, and I can't be that for everyone.
Right.
But there are people I absolutely can show up for in that vein, and I need to, because that's who God has put within my fence. And those are who I need to do that with.
I feel like I've learned this. You're right. There are people that God puts in your fence, and there are people that God doesn't put in your fence. And you really need to take care to look out for those people that God puts in your fence. They might not be your 5 good friends.
Right.
But they are people that God has said, watch for them.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on them. Shepherd them.
Yeah.
Love them. And that I've had people that God has not put in the fence, and I'm concerned, and I don't understand why. And then I know why. And it's a lesson.
Yeah.
I want everyone in my fence. I want everyone in my fence, but I think God is protecting me, and I think God knows who needs to be in my fence, and he asks me to be very conscious of those people in my fence.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's wisdom in that. And it doesn't mean that you're not still kind and showing compassion and praying and hugging them.
Yep.
But there's a different kind of show up.
Yes, exactly.
It's the 2 weeks. It's the driving you to,
Right.
It's all those.
Right.
So it's a different level of commitment to those individuals that God has put in your circle, and the people that God is just saying, do this.
Yes.
So be obedient. I do think that there are people with like the empath that want to do this for everyone, and there has to be some healthy boundaries with that, because in the middle of all of that, you are like, you could be just killing yourself, and making yourself exhausted.
You're not good for anyone.
Right. Yeah. So an empathetic person is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Until you see your empathy as being the savior to all.
Exactly.
And so you have to, and I've had to learn, I am not savior, and I can't be savior.
Yeah.
And honestly, thank God I'm not the savior, but I have worn the savior hat for years and felt it was my responsibility to rescue everyone. And that's really exhausting.
Yeah.
And it's not my role. It's his. And so knowing that God has others for other people,
Right.
and he loves them far more than I do, is like, okay, I'm just going to listen to your voice, Lord, and be obedient to you.
Right.
And in unity with my husband, and care for those. When God says do, I'm going to do.
Right.
You know, in a different way than I would just like, I'm going to love on everyone.
Right.
So I think there's wisdom in that. If you're an empathetic empath, there has to be some boundaries and guards on that for your protection, for your safety.
Right. I think there's also, when you are that and you think you can save everyone and help everyone, there has to be a point where you have to say, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to fix this. And when you start saying, I don't know how to fix this, it's because God knows how to fix this.
Yeah.
And what you need to do is not try to fix it, but you need to be there and you need to pray.
Yeah.
Because God can do amazing things.
He absolutely can.
Things you won't think about. Things that I want every person that's grieving to come out of that place that I was in. I don't know how to get them out of it. There's something. My trigger was my friend.
Yeah.
And I don't know what someone else's trigger is going to be. So I pray.
Yeah.
And I walk with them. But I pray that will come.
Yeah.
That they will see it and that they'll recognize it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Boy, I wish I could have met Craig. He sounds amazing.
He was fun.
He sounds like a fun guy.
Yes. Yeah.
At some point, you're going to have to show me a picture of him because
Oh,
I don't know if I've ever seen a picture of your guy.
We do have picture night at Grief Share too.
I love that.
Oh, and I sing a song that Craig used to sing to me.
Oh my gosh.
It's hilarious.
Can you share it with everyone?
I'll share the story behind the song, all right? So we used to go to the desert. That was our thing when we were young, and we go to the desert, and every morning when you're really roughing it,
Yeah.
Craig's like, jump on the bike, honey. So we jump on the bike and we go to find a big, huge bowl. I call them toilet bowls. But that's the toilet bowl. And Craig would sing a Lee Greenwood song. And you can cut this if you want.
No.
I'm gonna take my baby on a morning ride when the sun comes slipping round the mountainside. About an hour, maybe 2. There's nothing me and her would rather do. So we're riding on the 4-wheeler, and he's hopping and he's singing, and I'm standing behind him, hopping and listening and cracking up because that's what he does. He's hilarious.
There's 0 chance I'm cutting that. Just so you know.
It's pretty funny. I'm pretty pitchy. Just saying.
Listen, you had the twang. That was actually not that pitchy. You're pretty good. That was golden. And what a beautiful way to end this episode is with Craig's potty song.
His love song.
Oh, Carrie, thank you so much for sharing and sharing your story, sharing your wisdom and all the things that you just shared. What a beautiful, tragically beautiful story that God has redeemed. And thank you for helping lead Grief Share so that others can find their way out of the darkness. Yeah. And if you have not gone to Grief Share, you have had a loss. This is your invitation.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You could always ask Carrie any questions on Sunday, or if you don't go to our church or you're watching this, you actually can go to griefshare.org, I think.
Griefshare.org.
And find a Grief Share near you or where the closest one is. Mm-hmm. Go. Get some support. Yep. You probably don't have to talk the first few times if you don't want to, or anytime if you don't want to. So you can just go and listen and watch and learn and see if it might not help you get out of that dark pit too.
Yeah, that's right.
Would you pray for the ladies before we end?
I will. All right. Lord, I just thank you for this time. Lord, I thank you for bringing light to grief. I thank you for being with me during that dark time. And for anyone, Lord, that is in that dark time, Lord, I pray that you be present with them, that you surround them and wrap them in your arms.
Yeah.
Lord, that you show them that light that they can't see for themselves. Lord, I pray that as they sit in the darkness, you open that door and let them see the light, that you walk them through that door. Lord, I know it's easy to sit in that dark room, but Lord, be the catalyst that brings light to their lives. Lord, I pray that they know that on the other side of this dark is joy. Lord, that you want to clothe them in joy, and they may not see this, Lord, but I pray that you be with them and show them the path that you want them to walk. That your path is easy, that your path is not hard like we make our paths when we do it alone. Lord, I pray that you just find that trigger for each person out there that is a victim, Lord, that you just heal them, Lord, and let them stand tall and let them just feel your love and bring them out of this, Lord. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I loved hearing it, and I loved hearing all about how amazing Craig was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So fun. Well, y'all, I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did. We love you, and we will see you next week at Honey in the Rock. Honey in the Rock is a ministry of Grace Church in Oceanside, California. Follow us on Instagram and join our community at Honeys of Grace. If today's story encouraged you, be sure to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Reminder, God is always working for our good, even if we don't see it. May you find sweetness in your journey.